Hello viewers, this is Geezer Lou. I just went through a short instructional video on how I use these Moose stretch bands to help me do pull-ups because I'm weak on pull-ups. So now I'm actually going to do some, and I'm going to move this down, and you're going to see if you can't do a pull-up, you might want to try this. Now these are called D-Moose stretch bands, non-slip strips inside, so it can't fly up and zap you between the legs, because we know that hurts. So, get this set up over here. So we got red, which is medium resistance. We've got black, which is the strongest resistance. I don't know how much that is. And then we've got gray, which is the lightest amount of resistance. I have no idea what that is, nor do I care. I'll have these mixed up here. Let's see. What about them? Oh. Well, let me get them straight. Always something. Let me see here. Oh, I see what happened. Let's see. By the way, as you know, I don't edit. I'm too lazy, too old to get edit. I mean, after all, I'm 86. How much time have I got in this earth? Why should I waste my time editing? So, where am I? Oh, see, this is supposed to be on the inside. Right? Right. Okay. So I'm not going to waste my time editing. And I'll admit I'm too lazy and the technology is too difficult. I wanted to add still photos, and I figured a workaround, so I'll be showing that one of these days, because I don't know how to do it as an edit, but I did figure out how to do it. All right, so this goes on. This goes on. Now I've been doing all three of these together, like this. And I found out I'm doing enough of them. I've made a little progress. So I'm gonna not do this one. So I'm gonna put my butt on these. I've got red, red, black, black, and one gray. So I'm gonna get down here. As you can see, I'm scrooched all the way down here. And I do 3 positions, try to do 12 each, one together, which is always the strongest, by the way, for me. One extended wide as possible, and then one right at the edge of the knurl on each part. But I start with the middle one. So I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna do 12. I got my booties on, up in the air. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. Well, higher. Wow, I should be getting my chin all the way up. Whew. So that's the medium width. Now I'll check my heart rate. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 27, 28. So 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 2 is 8. So that's, 812. See this? I can't get rid of it. It's no end of anguish for me, but it's my own fault. I let myself go during the pandemic, and I can't get it back without starving myself, which I am not going to do. So I think what I'm going to do next is bring this over here and let you see the degree of intensity I get from doing these, because it's not so much the weight, it's the intensity. If you are doing something intensely, where you're really straining to do it, that's going to help your muscles. It helps your heart. And like I said before, if this is the last one I ever do, no regrets. And also, and I've mentioned this before, you have 4 ways to get toxins out of your body: defecation, urination, sweat, and breathing. So this intense exercise helps get rid of, through sweat and breathing, a lot of toxins. So if you eat healthy food, which I do, just too much of it, then it's going to be okay to get rid of all these extra toxins, which is going to be beneficial. So now I'm going to do, what am I going to do? Oh yeah, I'm going to do the outside ones, the external ones. Well, as soon as I get my heart rate down, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 24. So that's 96. Yeah, I'll wait a couple of minutes. And let's see. So on the breathing, I mentioned in a video, I did a little short video on why I use these and how I use them for the pull-ups. And I was talking about breathing, because I drink mullein tea, which my wife found out for me. I have no steroidal inhalers, which I had to use before. And I think that the mullein, M-U-L-L-E-I-N, you really should investigate if you have breathing problems or you know someone who does. And it's a weed, so it has to be organic. You can't have homeless people gathering their stuff on the side of the road, which been covered with all kinds of pollutants, which got me into thinking about this. I see runners all the time. I used to run an hour a day, no matter what. I had shorts, stocking hat, gloves, no matter how cold it was, and a shirt like this, no matter how cold it was, I ran. I ran early in the morning. This is why you should think about this. If you run in the afternoon, like I see many runners doing, up and down sidewalks with heavy traffic, you are breathing all those particulates that are in the air from exhaust. You're breathing all the ozone that's being generated by the heat and the exhaust. You're really not helping yourself. I think you're doing more harm than good. So take my advice. I've managed to live 86 years. Good genes, probably 90% of it. But don't run in the afternoon or evening. If you're going to run, either find a country place with no traffic or little traffic as possible, or do it in the morning. And one other thing about lungs. I know a lot of people like to smoke weed. I wouldn't put anything in my lungs that's going to pollute my lungs. I had a friend once who had a father who had severe lung congestion, and his dying breath, the last thing he said to my friend was, I'd give anything if I could just take one full breath. So let that be a cautionary tale. Don't pollute your lungs. Find other ways to get your satisfaction. All right, so I think I'm down enough. I'm not even going to check. So I'm going to do the wide version of my pull-ups, and my face is going to be close enough so you can see I'm really working at this. Yeah. Where am I? Okay. So I'm going to, okay. Out of sight, out of mind. All right, as wide as I can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, good. No, I have to wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32. Whew. So 32, eh? 4 threes are 12, 4 twos are 8, 128. So my heart rate's getting up there. Excuse me while I blow my nose. I probably haven't mentioned this to some viewers. My lungs are 10 years older than me, according to my doctor. And that's because of all the crap I breathe, including asbestos dust. That's why I caution you on what you breathe. And as a result, I'm constantly clearing my sinuses. I must blow my nose 100 times a day. But I've got a solution. And I actually did one early in my video series called Minus the Sinus, where I lay on my bed every morning with a head back and put sterile nasal solution, dump it in my sinuses, keep them there for a while, and get up and blow out everything that happens after that. And it's been working. I had a doctor tell me like 35 years ago, yeah, we're going to dig out your sinuses, we're going to cut your face, drop it down, open up. I said, you know, you're not going to do that. So excuse me one moment. So hopefully my heart rate's down enough so I can do my third set. 1, 2, 3. $25, so that's 100. So when I get down close to 80, right about then I'll do that. So right now I'm gonna go over here and what am I gonna do? Oh, I still have to do narrow. I have to do that next. I give a different view on the what? On the camera, just in case there's one person out there that's actually interested. Oh, that was there. So let's see, where am I now? Yeah, this will be different. So one more check on the pulse rate. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, 7 to 28. But one's a 4. That's 80, 108. I'm getting there. 28. Rates of 32. 28. 2s are 8. 9, 10, 11. Oh, 102. Well, I'm getting slower. All right, so let me push this down. I'm going to sit on these and wait for my heart rate to drop down a little more. Oops. Well, I'm going to have to reset this a little bit. And like I said, I'm not going to edit. Life's too short for me. So I always tell people, fast forward through the extremely boring parts, which is most of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That's 88. What I found out is as I work into my sets, my heart rate slows down faster, which to me says my heart's in good shape. So without further ado, I'm going to do the last 12, which is my narrow grip, which for some reason is always the strongest, by the way. So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 120. So that's done with this part. So now we go over it and we write it down. So I did, and I made a note this last time. You have to keep records. If you're going to work out, you have to keep records or you won't do it. So I put RB before. I wanted to get rid of one of the gray ones, which I did. So now I've done 12, 12, and 12. I'm proud of myself. All right, so I'm going to do an incline press now. So I have to get ready for that. Let me see what we're looking at. Move it up just a tad. There we go. So, it's part of my routine. Before I get to this point, I do overhead press with a bar. And I moved up to 46 pounds after a warm-up of 5. So now I gotta take them off. And I'm gonna put the bar down for an incline press. Boring. Fast forward. Pardon my back. Poor Judy. She's so, what I call it, horrified when I try to not worry about how I look. But I did put teeth in. Hi, honey. And what else did I do? I sort of combed my hair. Yeah. I didn't shave though, not up here. I don't think that's noticeable. So I'm gonna take these off now. So that's 12 and a half on this side. And 12 and a half on this side. For a total of 45. I mean, what did I say? 10, 25, and then the bar weighs 20. So that's 45, and then the collars are half a pound each, so that's 46. So I did 12 at 46. So now, if you see, do you see these? You see this? Oh, how about this one? Yeah. This is a protector that I put together. I don't want too many of these. All I have to do is touch something. My skin splits open. So just another thing I have to put up with because of all the sun my uncle with the gray pointy yacht caused me to get. Plus I went and fished afterwards out in the Florida sun, so probably half of it's my fault. So now I'm going to get this bar. I'm going to put it up here. For incline presses. And I'm going to bring this down. I've got it marked here. So I know where to put it. For incline presses. Oops, get off of there. All right. Oops. Now, I gotta see how much I did on incline presses before. Let's see, I did another weenie, 73. So, bars 20. This is 25. Whew. So now we're looking at 70, and I'll put 1 pound collars on. I should go up to a little more. I think I'll do 76. Working up a sweat. $76, yep. I'm going to get a sweatband. So I really don't care how I look. Poor Judy, she does care how I look, because I guess she does really love me, poor thing. So, oh, because I don't want to get any sweat in my eyes. And my eyes are bad enough. I've had 6 eye surgeries, including torn retina. When I right eye and close it and look out, it looks like I'm looking through a funhouse mirror. But, you know, again, just things old people have to put up with. Better than the alternative, don't forget. So now I'm going to go down here and put this where I think you can view my incline presses. Let's see. Yeah. As my granddaughter would say. Yeah. That should do it. That should even be better, right? Yeah. Okay. Get this out of the way. All right, so I've got 76 pounds on there. Collars are on there. Oh, wait. Gotta cover my, there's a little spot between the movable part and the flat part. If I don't put pad down, my butt doesn't fit in there. Okay, so here we go. All right, so. We got 76 pounds. I'm gonna take my glasses off. Maybe move this a little closer. What the heck? Yeah, okay. Move up a little bit to get the weight. All right, we're doing 76. Right at the neural portion. Well, let's see my heart rate first. Still a little fast, I have to slow down. I don't know if I can think of anything more interesting to say. You can always fast forward, don't forget. The next video on upper body, I'm gonna do flat bench press. I'm actually gonna show you a method I came up with that gives me a safety factor. There's a lot of people have killed themselves doing flat bench presses by themselves because the bar comes down their neck and they can't get out from under it. So I'm going to show you something I've done so I can get out from under mine. I'm actually, as a preview of coming attractions, I'm actually going to go to failure on my flat bench press and then show you what I have to do in order not to kill myself. Those of you with morbid curiosity, watch and see if I kill myself. If I do, I'll bet that one goes viral. All right, come on, Lou. Slow your heart down. Quit talking. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I just thought of something. I got the timer on the camera. It counts seconds. I can see how many would I have to turn around. Duh. Just figured that out. Oh, I'm so smart. All right. 1. 24. So that's still 98, no, 96. I've noticed in the heat, like it's probably about 80 something out here, it takes longer to get my heart rate down between sets. So obviously I think that's a heat factor, because it does get a lot lower faster in colder weather, because now my body's trying to dissipate this heat I've generated, and the hotter the temperature, the harder it is to dissipate heat. Which, while we're waiting, gives me an interesting story. I was in the Navy. We were in, let's see, I think someplace with rocks. And we had this guy named Kenny. He was white as a ghost. And he got up on some rocks and he was laying there in the sun. And all of a sudden he just started moaning and groaning. And another guy came over, he says, Kenny, what's wrong, Kenny? He turns around, he said, I think he's got heat frustration. What? I think he meant heat prostration or heat, what is it? You got, let's see, you got 2 kinds of heat problems. You got heat exhaustion and you got heat stroke. So he thought it was heat frustrations. That's sort of funny. But anyway, you got him down out of there, dunked him in the water a little bit, because don't forget, we're in the Navy now. We don't worry about little minor stuff. One of them picked him up by the arms, the other one picked him by the feet and threw him in the water. And when he started sputtering and choking, we figured he was getting better. We dragged him out. Sure enough, he was okay. So just another story about the Navy experience. And as soon as it gets to the 0, I'm going to count my heart rate again. And hopefully it'll get where it needs to be. Let's see. 1. 24. Dang, that's 100. All right, one more story while waiting. I was on a destroyer. Let's see, the name of it was USS Turner, DDR 834. I had a friend, and one day I saw him at the mess deck, and he was looking all morose and down in the dumps. I said, hey, what's the matter? He says, Lou, I haven't had a bowel movement in 4 days. It's really bothering me. I said, oh. So I said, well, did you see the doc? He said, nope. I said, well, go see the doc. Now, in those days, on a destroyer with about 350 people, I think, the doc was a corpsman. And I think in this case, if I remember right, he was a first-class corpsman. And nothing against corpsmen. They are the bravest of the brave. They don't even carry a gun. They go in the middle of battles with firefights and subject themselves to enemy fire, dragging wounded people to safety. Corpsmen, you are the best. And unfortunately, there's a lot of Navy corpsmen who have earned the Medal of Honor posthumously. So anyway, in those days, the answer to everything was Coke syrup, just pure Coke syrup. So a day later, my buddy comes back, and he's not looking any better. I said, well, what happened? Did you see the doc? He says, yeah. I said, well, what did he tell you? I said, well, he gave me a shot of Coke syrup. Yeah, I said, yeah. And he said, just keep eating. Something's going to give. And he was right. A day later, my buddy came back and he said, whew, that felt good. So anyway, just another Navy story to try and kill the boredom between sets when I'm waiting for my heart to do what it's supposed to do. Let's see. Aha. 4 7s are 28. 4 2s are 8. 108. Is that right? 2s are 16. Oh, wait a minute. I got dyslexia. Numbers are a real problem for me. 28. 4 8's 32. Oh, no, man, that's no good. Well, I'm going to do them anyway. The hell with it. Tired of waiting for my heart to behave itself. All right, so we're going to do whatever it was I said I was going to do. And here we go. Woohoo! 130. Whoa, right on the nose. 130. As you probably know, the arbitrary figure for people my age is 135. So that was good. Boom, 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 boom. Good for the old heart. So now let's see. I'm going to do one arm rows next. And by the way, I always feel good when I do my exercises, especially afterwards. I usually come out singing some of the country songs I listened to while I was rowing. All right, so I'm going to do one arm rows next. We'll get this ready. In the meantime, I've got to get rid of the weights I had. So I'll do that. It helps my heart rate go down while I'm doing it. Boring. Fast forward. So that was 50, 70, 70, 76. Not bad for a gimpy old geezer. Well, I'm actually gimpy yet, thank God. All right, so this one comes off first. These are my safety invention, I guess you call it. You'll see that next series. I don't plan on killing myself. Get this out of the way. All right, so I did, see, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I did 12. Didn't I do 12? I think I did 12 reps at 76 on incline press. Well, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. So I'm gonna write them down. Wherever I am here is the log. Let's see. Incline press at 76, I know that. I'm gonna say 12, I think that's right. I say next one is rowing arm, one arm row. Excuse me. Last time I went from 50 to 60. So I'm gonna do 60 again this time. See, the goal when you work it out without injuring yourself, by the way, is to continually get stronger. Now, one thing I've noticed, it's really weird in my opinion, I am strong for an old guy. But you know what's weird? My muscles don't get any bigger, but they do get stronger. So at this age, I don't care. I'm not beautiful. I never will be beautiful. Women used to turn their heads and look at me. Now they turn their heads and look away from me. That's one of the consequences of getting old. What can I tell you? I actually didn't look too bad when I was young, but thank God my beautiful wife, Judy, loves me, and that's all that counts. So let's see, where am I here? Oh yeah, I've got to do the 60-pound weights. Get up here. All right. Got to get this up out of the way. Whew. I'm going to drop this down. Well, I'm going to wait for my heart rate to slow down. It's got to be at least in the 80s, I guess. I'll go back over here. So a lot of people, you know, nowadays have never served in the military. Or if they have, it's an entirely different military than it was before. So while I'm waiting, I'm going to tell some more Navy stories. And I got a million of them. They call them sea stories. Let's see. We were on a destroyer escort, the Albert T. Harris. So it was a DE, Albert T. Harris. And an interesting story about that, if you ever heard of the cruiser Indianapolis, a terrible, terrible story where at the end of the war, a Japanese submarine had not heard about it. The captain of the Indianapolis was steaming a straight arrow across the Pacific. I think he was going back to Hawaii. They didn't have a DEVCON set. Hatches were open. The I-10 torpedoed the Indianapolis. It sunk. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of men floated in the water for days, listening to their shipmates getting devoured by sharks. What a horrible, horrible fate. And the most interesting thing, that's a horrible thing, an interesting thing was that the Albert T. Harris, the ship that I was on, and I'm going to tell you about in a minute, was actually the last ship to drop depth charges on the I-10. And they failed. They didn't sink the I-10. Now just think, if the Albert T. Harris DE-447, if those depth charges had landed on the I-10, then all the submariners on the I-10 would have died, and all the people on the Indianapolis would have lived. All the people on the I-10 who went back to Japan and sired children and had progeny down through the generations would not have lived. And on the other hand, the people on the Indianapolis would have lived and sired all their children. So you see, fate is such a cruel mistress, And you really never know from minute to minute if you're going to live or you're going to die. And that includes right now. I could step outside this door, trip, fall on my head, and kill myself. I appreciate every minute I'm alive. The longer I'm alive, the happier I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, 12, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 80. That's pretty good. So enjoy your life. Don't sit around complaining. Just shrug it off. You only get to live this life once. Why not do it as well as you can? So I'm going to do 60-pound one-arm rows. I'm going to turn this around so you can see them. Let me see where we are. Oop, I'm sorry for the rocking back and forth. All right, I'm going to put this all the way down. Maybe a little closer too, hey? I've got a good Canadian friend who's about 10 years or 12 years younger than me. He works out all the time too. We're always kidding each other. Now I want that lower. Let's see, we get down to where you can see. Lower, lower. All right, I'm gonna put this up close. All right, so I'm putting what am I putting? I want this to show my arm. That's right, this is not a deadlift. All right, I'll do about here. Yeah. All right, let's see. A little higher, perhaps. Just a tad. All right. All right, so I'm going to do 60-pound one-arm rows. Let me check my heart rate again. 1. 35, 36. Holy cow. It's back up again. Whew. Well, I have to wait till it gets down a little bit. I might be an old geezer, but I'm not a stupid old geezer, so I'm going to wait just a little bit. So I'll put this back down and sit on it. I'll have to wait till my heart rate gets down at least below 90. By the way, I haven't eaten anything. I've taken my meds. I've taken a mullein tea and what Judy calls and a friend named Target bars. Just enough protein and mushroom. My wife's big on mushroom, not magic mushrooms, and mixed with chocolate, or carob, I should say, because you'd have to watch about chocolate with the heavy metals in them. Anyways, just enough protein and calories to give me a little boost, but I doubt it's 100 calories. So that, my meds, my mullein tea, 32 ounces of coffee, at least 16 ounces of coffee. And I wait an hour or two and I'm ready to go. By the way, I just happened to think of something. I'm not drinking water. What a dummy. Can't talk and chew gums at the same time. I should be drinking more water because you need to stay hydrated. So let me get some. I had it out and I forgot it. I can tell you another story about the Albert T. Harris one day, and it involves us in Operation Springboard. which caught us an old ship. Let's see. I think she was built in 43. This would have been 53, 63, 73, 83, 90, 83, no, 70, about 40 something years old, maybe older. I'll tell you that next video. If I remember it. All right, come on now, heart, do your job. Ah, 23. That's much better. That's it's a 92. So another nose blow, and I think we're ready to go. I'll tell you one other thing about this video. It's already 44 minutes long. Judy is an impatient person. I found out if I have a long video, she won't watch it. She's too impatient. Short ones she'll watch and comment on. So now, you see, I can get out here, look like hell, don't comb my hair, don't have teeth in, have my shirt off. That almost caused her to divorce me, so I can't do that. And I know she won't watch. So, sorry, babe. So, come on now, heart. Let's, come on, do your thing here. Let's see. I want to wait. Shut up. All right, 23, 92. I'm just wait a couple of seconds more. For those of you who are, I don't know what you would call it, but curious enough, strange enough, persistent enough to have watched all this, I salute you. We're going to be done, because when I finish these one-arm rows, I'm done. Let me say it. Overhead press, yeah. Incline press, yeah. Okay, when I finish these one-arm rows, I'm done. So I won't torture you any longer after that. Because the video is already 48 inches long. 48 inches, let's see, hold on. 1. $21, there we go, 84. 21, yeah. See, numbers are a real problem. Okay, that's 84, we're good. All right, so we're gonna do 60 pound one-arm rows. All right. I'm gonna pick up my 60 pound weight, which is right here. I'll do this one. There we go. Now you can see it says 60 pounds. I'll put it right there. All right. You should be able to see me lifting it. Yeah. All right. So there we go. Oops, this is in the way. Another thing about working out by yourself, you always have to be careful where you are and what you're doing. There's so much stuff that can make you trip, get in trouble, and there's no one to help you. Especially if you're an old geezer like me. So always be careful. All right, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, it feels so good when I drop them. Woohoo! I love it. Oops. Get this back down. All right. So I'm going to do the other arm, so you probably have seen all you want to see by now. Heart rate's back up again, of course. Let's see. Only 7. 7 is 28. 2s are 8. 108 again. So that's not bad, really. I could do another set right now. I might do it anyway because I'm tired of doing this video. I know you're tired of watching it. I'll wait a couple of minutes, a minute or so, and do the next one. In fact, I might change the angle. That's a good idea. I just had a good idea. Change the angle so that you can see me doing the right arm. By the way, this one arm row, surprisingly enough, is a back exercise. You really don't do much with the arm. It's mostly lifting up through your back muscles, which is always a good thing. So, let's see, one more time, no matter what I'm going to lift. Ha! 22, back down to 88. That's good. I'm recovering faster. And I think this is a good sign. So now I'm going to do, what am I going to do? Oh yeah, I need something to rest my arm on though. I can do it here. Yeah, I can do that here. Let me see, I'll move this over a little bit. Yeah, like that. Yeah, lift this up. Yeah, move my leg back. Yeah, okay. Now I'm gonna do this arm. Move this out of the way. Get some more water. Come to think of it, that shot of water might have helped me calm down sooner. Did I actually hear myself say shot of water? All right, there we go. Actually, I should probably turn around and do this so that you can see if it's really doing anything on my back and shoulder. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let me see. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Let me see. I gotta hold on to this. All right, so here we go. Am I in here? Oh, just a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I never did this before, so who knows? All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, I gotta sit. Oh, I won't know how that looks until I review the video. But no matter how it looks, I'm putting it up anyway. So, let me get over here. I am done for this video, but I'm not done. Let's see, I'm gonna go get my logbook. So I'm almost done with this video, I should say that. Oh, so let's see. I've got incline press, yep. One arm row, 6 I did 12. I'm gonna do 93 on the bench press. I'm gonna do reverse fly. I'm gonna do my triceps. And then I'm gonna do my lats. I'm gonna do shrugs. I'm gonna do curls. I'm gonna do my abs. And I'm gonna stretch. So I'm only at about maybe a third of the way through my workout. So, let me see. I think I can say, this is Geezer Lou. Be the best person you can be.